Yeah. Lady Justice in the house.
Keeping the balances of justice level with the light of liberty shining bright.
You're so silly.
What?
Yeah. Right.
One of the people, ambling about, symboling forth, and speeching it up, as the people's presser is making the language of the people sexy again.
So it sounds to me like you're kind of you're going back and forth between being one of the people and being in your person, right? And
Probably, yeah.
I was a lot like that, right?
I don't know how to put it, but yeah. You know.
Well, the Fourth Amendment, the right of the people to be secure, okay? And then there's this in there, right? See, once you go in their persons, houses, papers, and effects, then that's called privilege land, right? And when you go into privilege land, you don't have rights. You have privileges, right? And now you're on the path of the privileged path. But when you're on, and that's where those groups are, right? Because that's a privilege, right? You can't be in a group without the group accepting you. And if the group has to accept you, then that's permission, right? And you don't need permission to exercise rights, right? So once you, and we all know that when you're in a group, you curtail your behavior to match the group. You have to, or you won't be part of the group. You said you're not part of the groups.
No, I'm not.
Right. That's because you're not curtailing your behavior to match what they want, right? And so the groups, they don't really accept you. You know what I mean? Like, that you don't want to be part of the group.
Groups that I don't want to be in, I still get along with them.
I still get along with them too.
With all of them and
but we all know I'm not part of that group, and they know at the end of the day, right? Like, certainly they have to know that you have your back, their back.
Always.
Yeah, and so
if you do what I ask you to do, and you do what you're supposed to do, and you treat people the right way, and I'll have your back 100%. If I ask you to go do something and you do it and it goes wrong with my guys, I will back you 100% even if it costs me my job, because I ask you to do that. And if it backfires and we step on somebody's toes, then I'll take responsibility for that. But now if you go and do what I tell you not to do, then I'll drive the bus that runs over you. Meaning, I'm going to fire you.
Have you ever fired an officer?
Yeah, I fired a bunch.
A bunch? Holy cow, it takes an act of Congress to fire a police officer.
It doesn't.
Well, I've heard of lots of chiefs firing them and then them getting their job back.
That they do, that to me is just they shouldn't be doing as an officer. They shouldn't go out and treat people bad just because they can.
No, they definitely shouldn't. Definitely not. Do you have a policy on giving your names if asked by anybody? I mean, you did, of course, but I mean...
Yeah, I mean, what I tell officers sometimes is if they don't want to deal with people, just officer so-and-so last name, and we're good with that.
Yeah, you don't have to give your first name.
No.
Right, but you name and badge number, last name and badge number, I'm pretty happy with that. Not all departments have a policy on it.
Occasionally we have those bad days and we go out there and we deal with people and somebody's being a little bit of an ass, so they'll ask and then you just go, police?
Yeah,
What's your name? Police.
Yeah, I press on them hard.
We all have bad days.
I know. We do. That's what I'm talking about, human nature, right? And you have an impossible job.
And really and truly, it shouldn't cost you the rest of your life for one little mistake that you made.
No. I don't make complaints, like I said. I mean, I make complaints in the court of public opinion, right, when I post a video, and sometimes the citizens get really upset, right? But I've never, asked anybody to make a phone call or write a complaint you know what I mean? Yeah. We're having a great conversation.
We're talking, and if you say something I don't agree with or that
I already did. You brushed it off twice.
I understand that. And what I do is I'm not going to tell you how to think and how you want to believe things. That's
right.
you. You do you, and I'll do me.